Welcome. This is Barry Costa of Costa Group Education. Hey, grab a bag of popcorn and enjoy a sneak peek at our new IICRC approved Livestream water damage restoration school. In Module 1, we'll learn how to access and use our industry standards, help organize our procedures and answer our questions, as well as tell this story to those responsible to pay our bill. So let's log in as we do with most programs. We'll click and log in. And of course, you need to put in your username that you created, as well as your password. And if we scroll down to the right, you're going to see all the current versions of the standards we currently have. S540, French version, and here's what I'm looking for, S500, 4th edition. Now there's a couple ways to find what you're looking for. Here's the beauty of the electronic, site search. Or you could scroll down and use the table of contents and use it as you would with a hard copy of S500, but let's use that site search. In Module 2, we'll teach you the difference between a water source and a water loss. The source is only one sign or symptom used to diagnose the water loss. We used to identify water sources as clean, gray, or black, but as Los Bravos in 1966 said, black is black, I want my baby back. Boy, I better stick to teaching. Oh, we're just having way too much fun. The first principle in water damage restoration is safety and health. In Module 3, we'll cover a large variety of safety concerns along with various forms and procedures for you to use. And sadly, all good things come to an end. In the evening, we'll want you to review the VIP pages from your manual and enjoy playing an electronic online study game that we organize for you. Now that we've absorbed Modules 1, 2, and 3, let's keep moving towards the deeper end of the learning pool. Time for Modules 4 and 5.
All right, folks, we've just arrived at the water scene. And if you recall, in an earlier module, we talked about taking psychrometric readings outside the building and inside the building. Because an early decision that we can make in a water loss is, can I implement an open drying system, which means open the doors and windows, let Mother Nature be your dehumidifier right now, she's free, or do I need to use a closed drying system and keep all the windows and doors closed because we're being paid to remove water, not bring water in. We don't just use a thermal imaging camera to find the anomaly, and what does that mean? Difference of temperature. But we also use it to help tell the story. So we're going to do a side-by-side comparison with two good cameras. Now, when you buy a thermal hygrometer, it's very, very important you follow the label directions as to how often you get them calibrated and so on. But I'm going to recommend that if your company has, let's say you have 4 crews, 4 different teams, and each team has their own set of moisture meters, okay? At least once a month, maybe I can give you an idea that, okay, the first Monday of every month, you're going to bring in your bag of meters, and they all should be marked, by the way. You can mark them 1, 2, 3, 4, because every team has their own bag. Or if you're progressive, call it Maverick, Goose, Iceman, Top Gun, okay? And because the standard is very clear that whatever inspection tools you use on day 1, you should be using those same tools throughout the entire claim.
With an array of squeegees, mops and buckets, utility pumps, vacuum extraction wands, let's learn the proper procedures of extraction and its importance. And again, day 2 comes to a close.
Time to hit the books with the VIP pages and another fun electronic online study game. Day 3, and you're swimming in the mid to deep end of the pool of knowledge, Modules 6 and 7. In Module 6, we clean before we dry and we clean before we apply. Let's start with a deep discussion on antimicrobials. The label is the law, but that's federal law. Did you know there are state laws surrounding the requirements of antimicrobial use? Well, as a free gift from Costa Group, each company will receive a copy of your state's requirements by the Agricultural Department by simply filling out the ULA 2 form and sending it in. These products are regulated under the 5th Division of the EPA and are registered as pesticides. There are record-keeping requirements that go with the application of such products. You'll find some helpful forms in our manual. You'll also learn the difference between various terms used within our industry. Now, how about teaching you how to dry a woven carpet and keep it from shrinking?
Now, every carpet on someone's floor is either a woven carpet, and if it's woven, there's 3 subcategories. They're either Axminsters, or they're Wiltons, or they're Velvets. Now, a second category of carpet is called knitted. That's another construction of carpet. Third construction of carpet, fusion bonded. A fourth construction of carpet we have is called needle punch. The 5th construction is called flocked, or electrostatically flocked. And the king of the industry, and what this DVD series was really based on most, is tufted.
And yes, I'll be sending everyone a download of my carpet identification DVD as an additional thank you for taking our school. Now, in Module 7, we'll cover in depth our drying equipment and various calculations. The ability through pre-cooling air that they can actually reduce the grains down to about 34 grains. 55 barely alive, 34 maybe a little bit lower as well. And the lower the grains, the lower the vapor pressure, the lower the dew point, which is all good stuff in drying a building. Very warm, dry air. Very warm and dry. We're talking 0 to 10% RH. We're talking single-digit grains. Super, super low vapor pressure. Deskins are probably one of the best machines to use when you're dealing with Class 4 bound water. And there's 3 major types of air movers. We have what are called low profile, we have centrifugal, and we have axial fans that come in 2 types, high pressure and low pressure. Let's take a look at the feet per minute of airflow coming out on the left side of the machine. Now watch this as I begin to span across the air mover. Notice we don't have as much feet per minute in the center. Getting a bit stronger, but not as strong as the left side of the air mover. You're going to find that heat to the water is extremely important in what we call the falling rate phase of drying, which there's 2 stages, stage 1 and 2. The first stage of drying is called the constant rate phase. Unhindered, surface and free water can leave very, very quickly. But falling rate, you then have the rest of the free water that might be in the spaces between the wood cells. Once you get all that water out through capillary action, now you get to the bound water. And that's the second stage of the falling rate phase. After a huge day of information gathering, Day 3 comes to a close. You got it, VIP pages and another electronic online study game this evening. We made it, Day 4. Here is where it all comes together. We have our category, our class, we have mitigated and extracted, we're using moisture meters, we've learned about our drying equipment, we have documented throughout in preparation of telling the story. Now, we analyze and manage the indoor environment through evaporation, dehumidification, and ventilation. First up, Module 8, Psychrometry. In Module 8, we'll review some of the science, the physics involved in moving moisture, and the thermodynamic properties of air and water mixtures. In preparation of the IICRC exam, we will teach you about the 5 elements found on a basic psychrometric chart, how to plot within the chart, and then most importantly, answer the questions, what does that mean? We will then move into managing the psychrometric properties for restorative drying. And by using physics and understanding how water moves through materials, we will evaporate the water from the wet materials. Hey, as Kool and the Gang said in 1980, celebration. It's party time, everyone. Modules 9 and 10, whether you're new to restoration or a seasoned veteran, we're going to put it all together for you. Modules 1 through 8 got you prepared for the IICRC exam and taught you various skills needed to succeed in basic water damage restoration. Now we'll put it all together with a best practice. If you're new, Module 10 has forms, checklists, and, oh, did I say forms yet? Since you might not have purchased an electronic reporting program, you'll learn a logical application of what you've been taught and will be introduced to apps that will do the equipment calculation and psychrometry for you. For you seasoned veterans, you will also be introduced to an app called E3, which is a procedural and evaluative app that can be used by your project managers. We'll have other surprises as well. I hope you enjoyed this school review, and I look forward to seeing you at our next upcoming WRT school event. Stay safe, everyone.